The Olympics are on. Paris officially kicked off its coverage with, well, not Paris itself, but multiple networks, obviously, of the Paris Olympics showed off a rather unusual opening ceremony, I must say. At least they've gone for something different as opposed to, centering it around a stadium. And I don't know if you had a chance to see any of the clips of that, Steve, but I thought it was quite a clever way of doing something different at the very least.
Well, it wasn't bad, I have to say that. A bit like you, and one of the great things about the Olympics, I've always felt, is that I've always been surprised usually by the opening ceremonies. They create a little narrative. It's different for every host country, and it's actually quite watchable. So I didn't mind it.
And they kind of leaned into the city and the history and all of that. I thought quite well by using the actual streets almost to demonstrate that, which I thought was a very clever way of doing it, and a nice refreshing change from what we would otherwise see in a stadium.
Oh, exactly. And also, the reference to the fact, and I hadn't realised that Paris hadn't had the games for 100 years. So it's quite remarkable when you think about the games, how they travel around the world, and the nod to history in the coverage and that opening ceremony was quite nice.
And one last thing I wanted to mention, I promise this is not an ad because I haven't got any endorsement from them, but I recently reactivated Stan. I've got all the subscriptions, or should I say I cycle through them as I feel the need to. And Stan's got the Olympic coverage here in Australia. Obviously Channel 9 does as well, but I actually like the layout of how Stan is presenting your ability to access whatever you want, whenever you want, and replay whatever you want as part of the Olympics. Now, obviously, straight up free-to-air coverage is you just got to sit there and watch whatever it is they're giving you at any given time. They've got the app. I had a look at that, and I found it a bit clunky to get through to find what you want, whereas the Stan stuff is just straight up front and center. You just pick today, start scrolling down the list. You want to watch some handball, you want to watch some gymnastics, you want to watch, the country you're barracking for. It's got it all nicely laid out and everything. So I was quite happy about that because I guess it's the first time I've kind of looked at Olympic coverage in that way, in terms of accessibility. I guess in the past, I know it's been available, but I feel like that straight up sort of linear coverage is all that's really been available.
Yeah, look, I agree. And look, my personal point of view on it, if there's any, I guess, sporting competition that really deserves on demand, it's the Olympics. There's so many great stories in the Olympics, and scrolling through all of those sports and seeing ones that you might have an interest in or you might know nothing about, and very often in the Olympics, the path to victory or just even a fantastic individual performance is by seeing something that you discover. And I think, unfortunately, and I'm a big fan, obviously, of linear free-to-air TV, but, I think on demand at the Olympics is the only way to watch it.
Absolutely. So many options available.